Big shout out to Ugo, F4, British Racing Division. Definitely big shout out to this young man. Gets his win, gets a first place win on top of that. That is looking solid. And I must say, what a beautiful trophy that was. But even going further than that, wishing him the best with his new young career. I don't want to say lower ranks because I don't want to disrespect any of these young drivers that are getting into it. Let's just say the beginning of their journey. And I know they are hoping to make it to Formula One. Ugo is definitely having a promising start to his with being snapped up by McLaren on their juniors drivers team. And Carlin is definitely doing well as it sits right now for their championship standings in the F4 division. Ugo is definitely he's on a trajectory that could put him somewhere in Formula One day. And I definitely like the fact that he's with McLaren more so. Now, Ugo's an American driver, so I'm going to be a little bit biased because I've been wanting an American driver to have a 1 or 2 seat in Formula One. And with McLaren doing this shows that not only are they trying to make sure that they solidify and strengthen their future years down from now. I mean, he's F4. Years down from now, they're already looking at that. And McLaren has been a team that has proven to be very diverse in motorsports. They're in Indy. And they pump in very supportively women in motorsports. And I think with this acquisition, this partnership with Ugo, I think this is awesome. I think this is an awesome situation. I think him being with McLaren is a very promising path. Hopefully this partnership lasts and sticks. If he was with an American team like Haas, I would say that his potential would be capped. I would say there's a definitely low ceiling there because Haas is not one of the most competitive teams on the grid as far as finances, as far as placement, period. We know that they've struggled. I mean, if they don't have a pair of drivers that are wrecking, they ain't racing. As of this season, they've done better. And I had predicted that with all the new regs coming in, the new cars coming in, that it opened up a space for less competitive teams in the past to be more competitive now because there was going to be a learning curve and we don't know where everybody's going to wind up. And some drivers, although not with the best teams, have the ability to be very adaptive in new situations. And I thought that would stand out before all the research and development would come before the forefront and then aid those drivers in being more competitive. And that has yet been the case, with Kevin Magnussen. But on Ugo, because that's more what this is about, him being with McLaren instead of a team like Haas gives me hope for his future in Formula One to not be capped as far as with the resources that will be available to him. There are several teams on the grid, and the top 5 teams that I say that have the ability to give a driver the potential to be a world champion are going to be Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, and Aston Martin. Any of the other teams, definitely not in my top 5. So when it comes to Alpine, definitely Williams, Haas, it's just not something that I think is promising to really happen. But with him being in the McLaren family, he has the potential as long as he grows and matures as a person and a driver and learning and really honing his craft. I've seen some of the things he's done to prepare himself as far as fitness and reaction, hand-eye coordination. And if he keeps that up and just improves, like Lewis Hamilton, he's probably one of the hardest working drivers on the grid when it comes to fitness and developing himself in that way. You could tell, just like LeBron James, he wouldn't be playing basketball this long if it wasn't for his fitness acumen and his ability to get into the gym, just like Tom Brady. Tom Brady would not be competing if, of course, football did not change the rules on protecting the quarterback. But on top of that, Tom does an extraordinary job taking care of his body as far as functionality and stretching and ability to just be pliable. That's what he does, okay? That's what the TB12 thing is. So I'm hoping that you go as far as the galaxy can take you, young sir. Make all the right decisions. Take heed, take advice from those that have reached levels that you are aspiring to go to. Maybe those who have been in a certain journey similar to you, because you probably might face some of the same things that driver has faced in his very, very, very young life. And he can probably tell you how to respond and how to absorb some of those things so that you don't allow people to put you in a situation or cause a reaction from you that could hinder your career in Formula, period, whether it's Formula 3, 2, 1. Definitely reach out for that. I know it won't have any problem with that. I think he's with a very good team that will definitely be looking to help him with his career, as well as forming a team around him that will be celebratory as a whole. I know McLaren definitely is looking. I mean, McLaren is looking in their future at this type of partnership, F4 and going up, like beyond. Maybe Lando is there to help him produce. We don't really know. Ricardo, I don't see Daniel being there like longer than Lando. I just don't. I thought Daniel would do a bit better this season. Haven't really seen it, but McLaren has been struggling as a team. But McLaren is definitely not struggling to promote diversity within the motorsports and between women and not even just in Formula One, Indy. Like, I like what McLaren's doing. I do. I like what McLaren's doing. I like this pickup. I like that he's American. I'm hoping that he comes up through the ranks and maybe we can see more Americans in the seat, if that's possible. But with that being said, like, one American, two would be enough, because I want there to be a diverse grid. Like, I don't want a lot of American drivers. I can, it's not NASCAR. I don't watch NASCAR. I really can't stand it. But I would like to see like different countries in the grid, because I think that's what Formula One in my eyes started to represent more, but they need more diversity as far as that and as far as black drivers in the sport. That's just a fact. But I want to see more. I want to see at least one or two American drivers have one or two seats, but they got to earn that. And I'm hoping that they do. And I'm hoping that they have the opportunity to show that they have the skills. And if they have it, the opportunity to get the seat. Like, that's something else too. You can have all the talent, and we've seen this, all the stats to prove that you're the best. But if somebody's not willing to get over their biasness, over their, maybe it might even be their racism, maybe it's something they're biased against, it, a country or whatever the case is, that has to also be there. It's like a hand type thing. Like, get over the fact that everybody that sits in the seat doesn't have to have a stick swinging between their legs, okay? Women are capable too. And I get tired of people saying, I had a guy in the chat that said women are not capable of being on an elite level like men. That's not true. But we're not talking about, motorsports is not a sport where you are imposing your physical will on another person's body. All right. It is about hand-eye coordination, the ability to drive on the brink, but be in control, the ability to understand strategies, to understand the car. Women can do that just on an elite level as men can as well. So I want to see a woman on the grid eventually too, period. I want to see a woman on the grid. I'm pretty sure that there are some women that are capable of driving better than the worst Formula One drivers. And if that is the case, why haven't they gotten a seat? So I've already spoken to that. And I that is one of my things to push on the forefront. And so I look to be able to have the opportunity to reach out and have other women on the show, as I had Sonia Slides, as I had Amber from the NASCAR series. I'm looking to promote that. That is something that I very much like to do. So, Ugo, big salute to you. I wish you the best in your career. I hope to be doing more videos based on your jump up in your career. And McLaren, good job for that pickup. Just build it. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.